Joey wrote in and said, Happy New Year, Zach. I recently watched an older episode you released earlier in the year where you briefly mentioned sports and gambling. And by the sounds of it, you made it clear you're not a fan of it. I was hoping you could expand further on the subject, as when I heard you say that it was truly a breath of fresh air, as nowadays you can't tune into a live sports broadcast or even a sports talk show without being inundated with gambling odds and advertisements. Joey, thank you. You guys, I need to. Let me say this, and I'm about to make an announcement. I'm pretty sure on about my Patreon, which is that instead of pursuing sponsors, I'm going to really heavily lean more into Patreon, and I want to make film analysis content. If you want to help the show, support me on Patreon, because if we get to 2,000 supporters on Patreon, I'm going to make 2 film analysis videos a month, and that's all I'm going to promise, but I think I can do even more. But instead, I was talking to sponsors and trying to get sponsors, and I had a horrible experience, and I didn't like any of it. And I realized, I would rather work with you guys, the audience, than work with the big sponsors who have very unrealistic expectations and things they want from me. And a lot of the sponsors reach out to me are gambling sponsorships. And I will never take a gambling sponsorship. I don't want to do that. I think it's wrong. It's unethical. I see really big sports podcasts taking lots of money from gambling websites and apps and stuff, and I think that's horrible, and I don't like it. And not you can gamble; it's your life, do whatever you want. But I don't want to encourage gambling. I have known people in my life who've lost everything because of gambling. I don't fuck around with money, dude. Money's not a game. Money's not something you just run around with willy-nilly. I really don't ever want to support gambling or promote gambling. If you want to gamble, dude, it's your life. Do whatever you want. But I'm not going to play a part in encouraging people to spend their hard-earned money and treat it like a game and potentially lose it all. I just don't. I'm not interested in it at all. I really don't feel comfortable talking about promoting gambling. Dude, do whatever I do some stuff that I think people, I love a good edible. I really do. I don't smoke, but if I do about once a month, I'm really tired. I need to relax. I need to de-stress, take an edible. It's great. That's my dirty laundry. That's the thing I do. That's probably looked down upon from a lot of people. The thing I don't want to help participate in is gambling. I don't know how it's good. I don't understand it. I don't have any disposable income really to spend on gambling. That's another thing I certainly don't want to encourage anyone to do it. So if you want to, hey, I don't really care what you do. Do whatever the fuck you want. You're happy. I'm happy. I want you to live your best life. But I will never take money to encourage people to gamble. It's very uncomfortable to me. I don't like doing it. And it's just, to me, it's a core belief that I never want to, and a value that I just never want to go back on. I think once you cross that line, you can't uncross it. And it's one of the hardest things I've done, because I've turned down thousands of dollars, a lot of money, dude, because I don't want gambling sponsorships. And they keep coming. They email me all the time hey, Zach, we're trying to bang on the door, trying to knock it down. I'm I'm not going to answer. I have to turn them down over and over again. The offers get bigger and bigger, and my bills get harder to pay. And I'm like, well, I don't want to cross that line. And I know I could, and I feel better. I sleep better at night knowing that I don't.